Hey, this is Mark again, and I got a quick little Photoshop tip on whipping up a apron graphic for rescue. In this case, it's for the Rescue 911 pinball machine, but it'll work for any pinball machine. In this particular case, we're going to be doing some text work, so I thought it'd be interesting to highlight kind of what I'm doing for people who may not have done a lot of text inside of Photoshop. So the issue I've got is, let me pull this up here. The issue I've got is, if we look down here at the bottom, I just have a blank spot right here where and it's kind of torn a little bit, where this plastic or this graphic is gone. It's kind of messed up, and I was thinking, well, I'll replace it. But then I was thinking, well, this is looking at this. This is the actual brochure, and the brochure just has the kind of the cost on it. It says 50 cents one play, and look at another one. Here's one that's just blank, and let's see. And then this one has 50 cents one play. See display for extended play. I think that says options. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it say free play, and then the other. So that one's a little bit smaller than what I've got to make it, because it's torn. The graphic is torn way over here on the edge. So I'm actually going to make it. I've measured it, and it's actually going to be 5 inches by 1.5 inches. So we will create a new document, 300 dots per inch. I want it to be 5 inches wide and 1.5 inches high. There we go. Done. Haha. No. Alright, so looking at the original graphics, it's black with a yellow text. And I think that's probably the right way to do it. So we will switch to black here and pick the paint bucket and just go bink. Alright, now I've got black. And we will then switch to text. The text, using the text button here on this side, and there's some different options, but basically we're just going to use regular old horizontal text. Under the color picker, I'm going to switch to swatches, go yellow, and then it should say free play. Alright, and then you click over here on the layer to get it out of text mode. Now, when you're in text mode, you can change font sizes and those kinds of things, but you can't really move. You can, and then if I hold the Control key down, you can see how it changes. The cursor changes, and that allows me to move it wherever I want it to go. So, looking at the original text, it's fairly large. 50 cents one play is what it says. And then I'm going to go with, pick the font size here. I'm going to go with a 36 font. I really don't want Berlin Sans as my font. Okay, so now if you were being really accurate, you would get the font and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Just looking at the picture, it looks like, where to go here? It looks like it's a pretty basic block font to me. There's a dash line, and then the rest of it is all caps, and it's a pretty basic font. So I'm just going to go with, it's a sans serif font, so no fancy stuff around it. I'm just going to go with Arial, and we'll set it. I'm going to say free play. And then let's put in another text window here, and we'll say no money required to play. It's not technically accurate in terms of what the original shows, but I think that's kind of cool. So free play, no money required to play, and then we're going to do down below, what was it? See display for extended play options. See display for extended play options. And let's see, those are two, both of those are in the same text window. See, I can hit the little eyeball here and turn that layer on and off. They both are in the same window, so I can't just easily move it. So what I need to do is change them from left justified to center justified. There we go. Hold down the Alt key, move it around. Whoops, I messed up here. So click right here at the E, add in that. There we go. How does that look? The only thing I'm missing is a dashed line between the two of them. Yeah, I don't think that the Photoshop doesn't really have a very good, like there's no dashed line command that I know of. Perhaps there is. I've never played around with it that much. So I'm going to fake it. I'm going to draw a line here. I think it was a yellow, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a yellow dash. Alright. I'm going to switch to the line command, draw a line, and it was fairly short. And now, remember, you can move, if you hold the Shift key down, you can see how I can do it at any angle, so you'd have to be really careful. If you hold the Shift key down, it locks it to 45-degree angles, so I don't have to worry about it being horizontal or not. There we go. There's a dash. A dash. And then I will rasterize. I don't know if you can see that or not. Maybe outside the window. I've selected rasterize layer, which changes it from a object to just as if I had painted it. So now it's just a painted window. So we'll zoom in a little bit here. I will go to selection box, select it, Control C, Control V. And of course it doesn't put it anywhere close, but that's okay. We'll just put it right there. And now I've got two of them. A dash there and a dash there. So now I'm going to select both of those layers with the Shift key and merge them together. Okay, so now the one layer has both on it. So now I will select both of those and we'll just pop them in. Yeah, looks about right. Put in a few more. I'm guessing if you're a Photoshop expert, you're probably cringing at this. There's probably some really cool way of doing a dash line. Whoops, what happened here? Control V. And I could have done the same thing, and so I had 4 or 6 or 8 of them or something. Alright, how does that look? I think I need one more on the end here. And then I will get rid of that one. Alright, so now I got all these layers. Each one of these dashes is on a separate layer. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take them all and I'm going to merge them. Now they're all one layer. And I'm going to rename that to be dashes. I don't have to, but that allows me to keep it when you load it back up and you're like, what is all this stuff? Makes it a little easier. Okay, so I think that's all there was. Yeah, it looks like that's all there was. So I'm going to print this out and stick it on the machine and be done. So there's a little bit of information on text in Photoshop. Hopefully that will help you kind of experiment with doing your own text. You can rotate it, change it. There's commands for doing all sorts of interesting font things. If you go into the font, there's a little button up here that has an arch with a T on it, so you can go in and experiment if you want to. You know, for instance, I want to change it to be an arc. You know, and then You could do all of, you could mess around with arcs, and I mean, you can do all of that stuff, and it'll automatically, you can shrink it and grow it and everything. So, all right, I'm going to undo. Oop, there we go, and I'm done. See you next time.